You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
West House, please. What's the emergency?
My girlfriend has let me the cat eat my bacon.
Sorry?
My girlfriend let the cat eat my bacon.
Right, okay. What would you like the police to do with regards to that, sir?
Because I'm in the mood to buy our.
So you want to beat up your girlfriend because the cat's eating your bacon?
Yeah, don't speak to her. You what?
Who would you talk to about having a...
I want to press charges.
Against who? Your girlfriend or the cat?
You what?
Who do you want to press charges against? Your girlfriend or the cat?
Both of them.
Right, sir, it's not a criminal offence to let a cat eat your bacon, okay? And we don't arrest cats. I'm very sorry.
No, but my girlfriend allowed the cat to do it.
Right, I'm very sorry, sir, but it's not a 999 emergency because your girlfriend let the cat eat the bacon. I do apologise, but it's not a police matter.
Okay then.
Okay.
Okay, love.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You bye.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interrunti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
All right, hey, this is iWalter on Saturday night. Not live, but Saturday night. My parents are out right now, I think. I hope they don't come in the door in the next few minutes. That would really piss me off. There were some articles I just couldn't help resist reading. One was actually, I think, from Alan West's webpage on Facebook, and it was like really perfect what's going on in our society now. But I really just had to read it. Yeah, before that, I tell you, my friend, he said that he was regretting going to work today as a supervisor because today is August 1st, first day of a new month, and you know what that means. Everybody who's on welfare, collects government funding, just doesn't want to work. They all crowd into where he works. He works at this place called Burlington Factory. I don't think they call it Co-Factory anymore. Basically, like... your places, they sell things not secondhand. I'm trying to think like of the other places similar to Burlington. But it's basically, it's urbanized clothes, most of the stuff they sell. I can't remember places like that. One that comes to mind is Filene's Basement. That's not even remotely close. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, that's what I meant to say. Anyway, yeah, that's what kind of groups of people you get in there, and they only come in there like once a month because that's when they get their paycheck. So coming home last night, it was a fucking nut race going home because every idiot who knows they're going to get their money today were out racing around today. The places were crowded, these food places, eatery places, because these are all people who are on unemployment. That, they can't wait to get their paycheck, and they spend the whole fucking thing the first day of the month. So it's crazy. They don't even responsibly handle money that actually is handed to them by the government. So, I should find that article first in that I just read. I was going to wait until later. This was on the Daily Mail News. That was put up today. It said free hotels for... I don't know if it's Croatian or something, but it starts with a C. I can't pronounce it. Callus, I guess. It's not Callus. I'll spell it out. You folks can tell me how to pronounce this correctly. Calais. Stowaways in soft-touch Britain outrage as immigrants illegally enter UK. get cooked meals and 35 pounds a week within days of arrival. It says migrants given hotel rooms, 3 cooked meals a day and 35 pounds a week for doing nothing. They're illegals. And it's not that much different in our country. And that's the same thing with these fucking deadbeats who don't want to work. Migrants get a double en-suite room, usually priced at 70 pounds a night. The Home Office rushed out plans to strip failed asylum-seeking families of their benefits. But you can find this on the Daily Mail. I apologize for messing up, but these people are getting 3 solid square meals a day, a place to live. They're illegal immigrants flocking to the UK from other areas, other countries that are basically not that well off. And they're giving them money, food, and a place to live. The same thing's happening here, though. And nobody's doing a fucking thing about it. So, minus that we're going broke. So, yeah, you can read that and correct my mistakes for me. But that's just fucking ridiculous. Please read that one. It was on the UK Daily Mail. I pushed that up to the top of my list. I wasn't going to even do a show today. The one that really caught my attention, because, again, I think Alan West, I love this man. I think he should have ran for president. But he pulled this from youngconservatives.com. Okay, I got that right. CEO rises salary to $70K for every employee, now has to rent out his own home to make ends meet. Now, the guy's intentions were correct, but why am I bringing this up? One, because this is what kind of society we live in. This guy, his intentions were really well, his heart was in the right place, but it was not correctly, I don't know, it wasn't executed correctly. So anyway, this is the same thing that's happened on my job, because I said he gave everybody across the board, even people that weren't qualified workers, had no, were not in a qualified job, were getting $70,000 a year, the exact same amount as somebody who had a qualified job. So basically, it said that 2 people quit. They lost tons of potential clients. They just dropped off. And this guy is losing his home. So, but it's the same thing. People don't understand. It's happening where I work. The company I work for, I'm the lowest paid scale person, and I'm getting like $67,000 a year. And I have an unqualified job. Doesn't mean that I can't go for a qualified job. It's just as far as I wanted to go. I never expected to get that kind of money, though, for doing an unqualified job. But this company I work for is definitely putting themselves out of business. They're finding ways to get around having to pay all this money out. They're forced to pay employees who just live there. And again, I'm getting paid less. Some people are probably getting over $100,000 a year, and they do less than I do. And it's definitely robbing the company I work for. And this story just caught my attention that, again, Alan West posted on his webpage. It was posted August 1st. By a guy named John S. Roberts, but it was actually on youngconservative.com, conservatives. Back in April, we told you about Dan Price, CEO of Gravity Payments, who said that he would pay every single one of his employees $70,000 annually. Every single one from the lowest skilled worker on up. Now, as expected, Price has fallen on hard times financially and is having to rent out his own home. Employees who work for Gravity now are leaving the company, spurred in part by their view that it was unfair to double the pay for someone who, for some new hires, while the longest serving staff members got small or no raises. So they're getting paid equally across the board. That's basically called socialism. This guy's intention, I don't think it was in that direction, but that's what ended up happening. This was always going to be the outcome. If everyone hits the jackpot, does everybody really win the lottery? And it's a question. So you can read the rest before I screw it up more, but it's just a really intense story. Again, people left. The guy's in major debt now. The CEO can't even afford his own home. And people are dropping off because they're pissed off. They got people who are making the same amount of money coming off the streets. People who are in non-qualified jobs making the same amount of money as somebody who's been there, from the start, and it's just falling apart. And this is exactly what is happening at the company I work at. This is what's happening with our society, with our government, that they pay money out for, like, people who don't want to work and thinking this is going to change the situation. You're robbing the people blind by taxing them to death. I mean, this is ridiculous. So please read that story. Also read the one from the Daily Mail that says free hotels for these stowaways, basically give them money and room and board and everything else, and they're not doing anything. They just basically illegally entered themselves into the UK, and now they're like living like higher than hogs. They're living like kings, while everybody else is suffering because it's said in that article the taxpayers are fucking paying for this shit. Anyway, there was something on Media ITE, which I'm kind of questioning this website now. I think it might be some liberal thing. I don't know. But it says Jarrett Fogel texted Subway associate. Texted Subway associate about having sex with a 16-year-old girl. So you can read that one also for yourself. But yeah, this was back in, I think, 2008. Yes. He was the guy who was Jarrett, the guy who lost all the weight, but he was basically, I think, if I read this correctly, I'm just going to kind of go give a highlight. He wanted a threesome, and one of the people involved was this girl's cousin who was underage. She was only 16, and he wanted to have sex with this girl. He actually paid to have sex with this girl. This was back in 2008. So this whole thing with being a pedophiliac was only the icing on the cake for this man. Apparently, he was given, I can't find it now. It was like $500 to one time. Yeah, here, it says he wanted to watch the exchanges that resulted, and offered to pay $500 per meeting. So one time it was $100. Then it was another time I thought it said like $100, $500 first time, couple times, then $100. Yeah, $100. It says right here, if you read the whole thing, I'm not going to go through it because I'll completely screw it up more so than I am now. But he was paying to have sex with a 16-year-old. And then he was trying to have sex with younger kids yet. So I don't know. I mean, what is it with people, and once they reach the money, making money, they do stuff like that. If I had money, the last thing I'm going to do is trying to encourage young adolescents to have sex with me. I can't even have older women to have sex with me. It's considered statutory rape, even if they're older than me. So I just don't understand that. So that was another story that's caught my attention. There was a couple stories, again, they just raised a red flag. There was one I had in my pile from yesterday, and it was saying that Iran, the temperatures were over 109 degrees. It's like, oh, good, let them fucking fry. I don't give a fucking shit. So, there was another article. It was another happy one for me. Bin Laden family jet crashes after botched landing outside of London. It was like, well, good. I tell you, that's called a party for me. Another story I had looked at. I don't understand this one. I think it's this whole celebrity thing. I'm going to open it up. It was on Daily Mail. I'll just read the highlight because I honestly don't want to go any further with this story. But it said Bobby Christina's casket arrives at church as family gathers for her sweet 16 funeral. It's like, God, well, that's what happens. You got money. Look what happens. These kids are spoiled brats. They end up killing themselves, I assume. The ceremony overseas by Aunt Pat Houston has been a source of dispute with the family and argument over Bobby's $20 million inheritance. I don't know. This was an interesting article I did not read, but it was on independent co.uk, and it says cool kids can go on to become losers later in life. Studies find. There was an article on the most popular kids end up, and I've heard this actually from friends from around here. Like, these kids that were really cool in high school end up being total losers later on in life. But anyway, if you want to read that, it's on my webpage, but it's Independent CO UK. I'm making this short today because I got things to do. You know what was really funny? I couldn't help but laugh. This poor woman, she turns 102 years old. It's a video. It's just a video you have to watch. And it's titled, though, "This is what happens when when British people's teeth, when all British people's teeth, when we blow out birthday cake candles." So apparently this woman's British. She's 102 years old. She tries to blow out candles, and it's a 1, a 0, and a 2. She blows the candles out, but she ends up not really blowing them out, and instead she blows her teeth out of her mouth. I thought that was pretty funny. So, hey, here was something I'm trying to look for. It's shop here on Amazon.com. I got a lot of advertisements to buy stuff, and I buy everything I see almost. Almost, my friend. I'm referring to one. Anyway, Joy Division remastered 180-gram studio album. So it was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I really wasn't a big Joy Division fan, but, you know, they turned into other bands. Like Joy Division turned into New Order, and I think New Order turned into another band. Like they kind of like, you know, after the main vocalist from Joy Division committed suicide, they didn't let that stop them from being a band. They just re-evaluated the band. They called it New Order. And I swear there was a band after that. I thought it was called Republica, or at least some of the band members became this group called Republica or something like that. Anyway, yeah, you got to check out my webpage, or at least ask to be signed on if you can't see it. It says Sports Center. I saw this guy caught this fish that was so freaking big, I couldn't help but put it. It's mainly just the picture. You have to look at the size of this fish. It's bigger than the fucking guy. And it's like one of those mariners or something. Marlins? Yeah, it's a marlin. It says a huge man. No, that's a huge fish. Man catches a marlin that weighs 1,000, almost 1,400 pounds. The fucking thing is huge. It's like bigger than a great white shark, like a huge shark. But it's a it's a marlin and Marlin. I'm sorry, it's a marlin, and it's like really fucking huge. Anyway, yeah, there was something funny. I also posted. It looks like Doctor Who has reached Disney XD, and they have the one with David Tennant and God, I love this woman. I can't remember her name, but it was the episode Runaway Bride. That's going to be on in about an hour my time on Disney XD. It's the Doctor Who. Catherine Tate. I really love her. She's fucking hilarious. So I hate it when she left the show. She was on long enough, but not long enough for my liking. Yeah, so I have some other articles in my thing. Most of them are from the Daily Mail. I want to find out one where it says the temperatures are raising like phenomenal things in Iran. It's like, well, good for them. I hope they all fucking burn up. Sacre Bleu, the English are sending migrants to France. Richard Littlejohn imagines how the French media would react if human traffic was going the other way. Anyway, yeah, it's something on the Daily Mail. I'm going to look for that article if it kills me, and it probably will too. Somebody posted something I stole from their webpage, and it's a picture of like a llama, not a llama, it's like something like a llama, and it's sticking out its tongue, and it says, "Be yourself. They don't have to like you, but you don't have to care." I thought it was pretty funny. I needed that. Very touching story. This is like definitely hope for the future for many people. It's on a Daily Mail, and it says paralyzed rugby player uses robot skeleton controlled by his thoughts to walk again. Now, it's pretty primitive, the thing they're using to make this guy walk, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. If they can make like a mechanical exoskeleton that helps people that are paraplegic walk again, people also like Christopher Reeve would have had a chance like to actually stand on their own two legs again. It says Rob came, 21, was paralyzed from the head down in a car crash 2 years ago. He's confined to a wheelchair and relies on a ventilator to help him breathe. Has now used electronic robot exoskeleton strapped to his body. So I got that word right. I just kind of came up with that, but it was the right word to use. And it says the machine called the Rex has enabled him to walk again, and for the first time, they said furs, but it's for the first time, because it's a British webpage, so what do you expect? Anyway, electrodes read his brain signals, which are converted into movement. I mean, folks, that is incredible. You know, maybe people who are paraplegic won't have to be that way for life. I mean, they're not going to be, I'm looking at a picture of a woman swimming. They may not be able to swim, but if they can get around by themselves and thought they would never have a chance, this is a step, in my opinion, in the right direction to maybe help people who couldn't walk, maybe once walk again through like robotics or something. I don't know. I mean, it sounds really interesting to me. Yeah, I have a rather sad story, Daily UK Mail, and this was really touching. Boy who is shrinking, baby born without a rectum faces difficulties of growing and reduced to a skeleton frame 80 days after birth. I mean, this is really sad. This poor kid's not going to live very much longer, I would assume. Baby weighs 2.5 kilograms when he was born about 3 months ago in China. Conditions means he has tangled intestines and no rectum. I mean, that is really sad. I can't even bear to look at the poor kid. Currently weighing 2.4 kilograms, so he did lose weight, is in need of emergency surgery. Low-income family are unable to pay for the treatment to keep the son alive. I mean, yeah, that's something that is incredibly touching. I mean, this poor kid, certain things you just have to, you can't even look the other way, and that's definitely one of them. I'm trying to look. Oh, I found some sign I had to make a remark about, too. It's a picture, and it says, "This sign offends me," and it says, "Speed limit 55, take it down." It's a joke, but you know what? It kind of isn't a joke, because around us, we have speed limit signs that say it's 25 in our development, and people go like 75 through our development. I almost got killed the other day walking in a private development. Anyway, there was a story also that was kind of, I like to say I told you so almost kind of deal. Yazidi boy 4 is forced to join ISIS terror camp to learn Sharia law, and it says the Korean was given a sword to behead his own mother. So, yeah, I mean, this is great. They're teaching a 4-year-old how to not only join ISIS, but he was told that he needs to decapitate or kill his own mother. I mean, what is this like? Why don't we just get a bomb and blow this fucking place off the face of the planet? Not there, but these wherever they're located, these ISIS, and just like finally just get rid of them. I mean, this should be something that eventually, or just tells people that you gotta basically if you're gonna genocide anything, you gotta genocide this race, because they are beyond dangerous. Hey, if you want to see something really cool, I put it on my Facebook page. These things look incredibly scary too. 3D first stayed visual archive, and it's like these paintings. I don't know who does those. 4D street art that will mesh with your mind. It literally looks like there is a hole in the ground, like there's like the depths of hell are coming through. These are paintings that are painted on the ground, and they literally look like you can fall through the paintings, and they're painted on the floor. Yeah, what else did I post? If you're interested in reading any of this stuff, I'll tell you where to go. Mediate.com. Ann Coulter wants to be Trump's Homeland Security secretary. So that sounds pretty cool. I think that Trump might go a little further than I actually ever expect him to go because he's got a lot of different people supporting him. I'm just going to read through these really quick because I think I just want to get done with this too. Story on cinemablend.com, they were talking possibly a Rush Hour 4. Another interesting thing I put on my place, Feel Good Friday. Where was the link, or is that the link? But there's this homeless guy playing a piano, and he sounds like incredible. He sounds like my favorite piano player, which I'm drawing a blank. George Winston. He sounds just like George Winston. This guy is a homeless man, and he's like the most incredible, what do you call it, that I've ever heard. I'm not even kidding. The most incredible piano player I've ever heard. Somebody actually asked for me to add him. So, sorry about that. I was going to add them. Actually, I asked if he would add me, and he did, so that was cool. This guy, Jim, he's on the same page as I am. I'm going to look for that because then I'll end it. Another interesting story. Museum celebrates East End woman unveiled as Jack the Ripper gallery. If you want to read that, go to Daily Mail. Museum that's supposed to celebrate the culture and history of East End women is branded a sick joke after it opens a gallery devoted to Jack the Ripper. So, yeah. I'll let you read that one because I just kind of came up. I just still am enjoying the one where plane crashes into dealership near Farnborough Airport. That's the same one, actually, that is the Bin Laden family jet. It's like, good riddance. I hope they all fucking die. Sorry about that. I really do, though. Why am I even trying to apologize for something I actually don't really have any remorse over? I'm just trying to bleed through. Oh, I had a picture of some cat that has crossed eyes. And the cat's name is Ozzy. Ozzy the cat has crossed eyes, but he's perfect. Perfect. It was pretty funny. Chubby mother revealed incredible transformation, her and her son. Kind of weird, too. A mom and her son lose weight to look better looking. What, for each other? So, here it is. Okay, this is going to be my last story. Actually, there was another one. And Daily Mail. Now that's a scorcher. Temperatures in Iran hit 165, yes, due to the heat dome over the Middle East, while Iraq declares national holiday because it's too hot for people to go to work. So I'm sorry. I mean, I sound like a real asshole, but listen, it's fucking Iran and Iraq and all these other fucking countries that want to blow the United States and kill us all. And I'm supposed to show, I feel really bad. I thought it was a little over 100, but 165 degrees. It's almost, and it said Fahrenheit. So do you think I give a flying fuck if those people burn up? No, I guess not. I'm sorry no, I'm not sorry. What am I saying? I'm not sorry. So anyway, there's that. Oh, Florida man. This was another funny story. Unfortunately, it was on Huffington Post. Florida man beats up 100-year-old mom for feeding cat, police says. The 74-year-old Florida man is behind bars after police said he hit his 100-year-old mother in the head with a broom. Well, sometimes I like to hit my mom in the head with a broom. You can read on. The reason was because of a cat, so I don't know. Yeah, so, you know what? There was some really weird story, and it was on moviepilot.com. Abandoned Czech church is home to a ghoulish community that looks something like straight out of The Walking Dead. And at first glance, this rundown church in Czech village of Lukovia looks like a scene straight out of the second season of The Walking Dead. But I don't think I assume, there's some type of like ghoulish looking statues that are put in the pews at this cathedral, this church. It is really morbid. The pictures actually do look pretty cool, though. But I mean, I thought that story I read about the Gothic or the satanic statue was pretty cool. I forget, that's on the west coast of our country. Yeah, but this one was actually even better. Hey, if you want to see some good pictures, check out my page, Eternally Magazine, Amazing Magazine, and MagazineImages.net. Britney Spears showing off her camel toe and these bikini shots. Well, they don't really show much, trust me. I looked at them. I was going to use them for closer studies later on when I saw that Pitch article. Another interesting story on the Daily Mail. Tan-obsessed mother with 100 moles is diagnosed with skin cancer. So I've always heard that, sunbathing is not the best thing to do. So, I don't know why people do it, and it definitely is going to cause cancer or somehow going to shorten your life. I'm going to let it go. It's Saturday night. Live from Pennsylvania, it's iWalter. So everyone, have a good evening. I will be at a Marilyn Manson concert, and I'm really pissed I missed that horror festival this weekend. So I'm signing off.